Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Anthony Carrillo, the Father Involvement Coordinator for Ben Archer Health Center. And for the month of July, we'll be recognizing post-pandemic stress and anxiety management for us parents. These past 2 years sure have been a big tough change from the norm for all of us. Now that we are returning back to normal, another change, it's still going to take some adjusting. When there's a change in our life, we get stressed, and stress can lead to anxiety. Let's go over what stress is. Stress is the feeling of being overwhelmed or unable to cope with mental or emotional pressure. Stress is our body's response to pressure. Many different situations in our life events can cause stress. It is often triggered when we experience something new, unexpected, or that threatens our sense of self, or when we feel we have little control over a situation. Sounds like every day we're liable to have stress because we don't have control of anything. We only have a little bit of control. When we deal with stress differently, we all deal with stress differently. Our ability to cope can depend on our genetics, early life events, personality, and social and economic circumstances. When we encounter stress, our body produces stress hormones that trigger a fight or flight response and activate our immune system. This helps us respond quickly to dangerous situations. Sometimes this stress response can be useful. It can help us push through the fear or pain so we can run a marathon or deliver a speech. For example, our stress hormones will usually go back to normal once the stress event is over, and there won't be any lasting effects. However, too much stress can cause negative effects. It can leave us in a permanent stage of fight or flight, leaving us overwhelmed or unable to cope. Long term, this can affect our physical and mental health. What causes stress? Changes in your life, even positive ones, can be stressful. For example, moving to a new house is stressful for many people, very stressful event. Feeling uncertain, not having control of your environment, not having too much to do and not enough time to do it are also big causes of stress. It's easy to see how a new baby might create this kind of stress, or a toddler who has public tantrums, or a teenager who's pushing the boundaries. All reasons for stress. And then there are the everyday challenges. For example, getting yourself and your children out the door and off to school and to work on time. That used to be a big stressor for me, but I'll tell you how I worked with that in a little bit. Some signs that you might be stressed. Let's go over the signs. Okay. If you're stressed, your body will probably let you know. Your body will let you know. It's in a stressful moment. Your heart rate will start going up. You're breathing harder. Your muscles tense up. Sometimes these short-term stress reactions can actually help you deal with stressful situations. For example, they might give you the adrenaline rush you need to get on the bus on time. But if you keep going at this speed, your body will get exhausted. You might end up with headaches, sleep problems, digestive problems, or the feeling that you just can't cope. This obviously isn't good for your health or your well-being. So it's important to watch out for these signs of stress. You might be stressed if you're worrying most of the time, drinking too much alcohol, smoking, or using drugs, finding it hard to be tolerant with your partner and children, having trouble sleeping, not feeling well, perhaps you have headaches or other aches and pains, not wanting to get out of bed in the morning, having thoughts like I'm never going to get out of this mess, feelings that you're not managing practical everyday things like family routines and finances. Those are the signs of stress. And if you're feeling that overwhelmed, or things are getting to you that much, then we'll move to what to do from there. When we know our stress triggers, is very important. We find out what's bothering us and we can learn from that. If you know what your stress triggers are, it can be easier to deal with stress. You might be able to avoid stressful situations or prepare yourself. A useful exercise to write down, uh, a useful exercise is to write down what makes you stressed. For example, your child crying for a long time might be a stressful situation for you. If it is important for you to be on time, you might find it stressful when you can see the clock ticking, but your children are moving slowly. If you love a clean and tidy house, but no longer have one, this could be stressful. I mentioned earlier about the morning routine and all that. When it comes down to stress management, I'll be highlighting that just a bit. Tip one these are 5 simple tips for stress management. Tip one, think and talk positively. Unhelpful thinking makes it harder to deal with stressful things. For example, in a stressful situation, you might think, what's wrong with me? I can't get things together, negative stuff. But you can change unhelpful thinking into helpful thinking and positive self-talk. These are good ways to deal with stress. They increase your positive feelings and your ability to cope with stressful situations. To put realistic thinking and positive self-talk into action, it's easy to challenge unhelpful thoughts about things that cause you stress. For example, your child cries in the supermarket. You think everyone's thinking I'm a bad parent. But you could ask yourself, how do I know what they're thinking? Why would I think this about somebody else? Or what can I do to deal with this problem? Be realistic in what you can do. For example, it might be too much to expect your child to never cry in the supermarket. Kids cry. But perhaps you can change the situation so by crying, if the crying is less likely to happen. Would your child cry less if you went shopping at a different time of the day? Or perhaps your child had a nap before? There's always something we can think about to make our situation less stressful. Develop positive self-talk statements that may help you. For example, you could say to yourself, the shopping won't take that much longer. I can get through it. People are minding their own business. They're not looking at us. I can do this. I'll stay calm. Know your limits and choose your battles. It might be the best to avoid overwhelming experiences if you can. For example, try online shopping. Supermarket shopping is too hard for you and your child. Heck yeah. Nowadays, everything can be delivered, so I would try that out, online shopping. Practice positive self-talk. The more you do it, the more automatic it will become. And the more automatic it becomes, the more you're going to apply it towards everything. So when maybe your child was, at that point where they're just babbling and babbling, mommy, 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 daddy, daddy, daddy. If you had positive self-talk to yourself prior to that, you're more than likely going to be more patient and you're going to be ready and you're going to be expecting what happened. And you're going to pass that positive self-talk on to your child. Wow, that was awesome. Instead of being stressed and like, oh, tell me later. Tip 3, or where are we at? Tip 2, focus on what's essential. Stress often means you're trying to do too much. So try setting realistic goals for your day. You could also avoid taking on more than you can handle. Making a plan and having some family routines can help you feel more on top of things and take your stress down a notch or two. And if you have some large tasks to deal with, they might be more manageable if you break them down into smaller chunks. You might also think about asking for some help from a family member or friends. So right here is where my morning routine comes in. Routine has helped my family with, getting to work on time, getting to school on time. And it takes planning. And because of the planning ahead, we're less stressed. It works out better for everybody. Everybody's getting out the door and they're ready. They're not rushing. Um, it really helped, and I really suggest creating a routine and sticking to it. Tip 3, stay connected with others. Talking things over with your partner or a friend can help you keep things in perspective. Spending some time with friends can be a real help too. Even meeting for a quick coffee can be enough, because sharing worries can help you feel supported and better able to cope. Just having someone to listen does a lot. If you have limited time, connecting with other parents through social media or email can help you stay in touch with like-minded people. For example, dads in Las Cruces, southwest region or south region of New Mexico, we have the Las Cruces Dads Group. Plenty of resources and plenty of stuff for dads there. You need someone to talk to, I guarantee you there's somebody there, because there's a bunch of dads and who are there for each other. And also moms, I would suggest checking out the Las Cruces Moms of Las Cruces Moms Club of Las Cruces. Check it out. They're great with resources. They're always doing stuff in the community, and it's exactly what it's suggesting right here. Get involved. Tip 4, focus on your physical health. Look after your physical health by eating well, getting some exercise, and making some time for rest. If you're lying awake at night for more than 20 minutes, get out of bed and read something non-stimulating until you feel sleepy. You could also try doing some guided meditation to help you relax. If stress or worry is keeping you up, it might help to write down your worries and look at them the next day. I second this. You can wake up in the middle of the night and be thinking about the stuff you have to do, and it just rotates in your head over and over and over, and then you can't sleep, and then you have to go to work, you're tired, your day isn't going well already, and then you still have to do those things. The times that I have woken up, got up, written them down, once you write them down, it's like your mind is a little bit at ease. It's like, all right, I don't have to worry about remembering. In the morning, I'll get to that list and I'll attack. I'll try to accomplish them. Avoid stimulants like cigarettes and caffeine, and depressants like alcohol if you can. Tip 5, try to make more time for yourself. If you're working long hours, think about whether there are ways you could cut down or make work more flexible. Make time to do things you enjoy, whether that's reading, watching television, gardening, having fun with friends, and so on. Try to do one thing on the list every day or every couple days, and especially on the weekend. Even if it's 15 minutes, it's still time for you, and it adds up. Be aware that you might not be able to give to others if you're under stress yourself. It's important to give yourself at these times. This might mean that you need to slow down in your social life for a while or learn to say no sometimes. Humor does wonders to melt away stress. Smiling and laughing is one of the best relaxation techniques, and enjoying yourself can really help your stress levels. Try talking to a friend who makes you laugh or watching a funny TV show with them. If stress continues, seek help. If you're still feeling very stressed every day, it might help to talk to a health professional. You could start by seeing your primary care provider, who can help you make a plan for managing stress. This might include referring you to another healthcare professional for some special support. I recommend Ben Archer Health Center. We have a great team of primary care providers, therapists, and psychiatrists to help support you. Stress can also be the result of trouble with time management or other issues. It can help to work with a professional on identifying the issues and coming up with solutions. Okay, let's go over what anxiety is. Anxiety is a feeling of unease, worry, or fear. It's normal to feel anxious sometimes. It's how we respond to feeling threatened, under pressure, or stressed. For example, if we have an exam, a job interview, or a doctor's appointment. Anxiety isn't necessarily a bad thing. It can spur on us, help us stay alert, make us aware of risks, and motivate us to solve problems. However, anxiety can be a problem if it's affecting your ability to live your life. If your anxiety is ongoing, intense, hard to control, or out of proportion to your situation, it can be a sign of an anxiety disorder. Is anxiety the same thing as stress? Not quite. Stress and anxiety appear similar and may cause similar body and emotional reactions, but they are not exactly the same condition. So what's the difference between them? Specifically, stress is a reaction to something like an upsetting event. Anxiety is the reaction to the stress itself. And that leads to the question, why do we have anxiety? Although it might not seem like it, anxiety is a perfectly normal and often healthy response. In fact, the occasional sensation of anxiety indicates that our bodies are working correctly. So why do we feel anxiety anyways? Well, simply put, anxiety is a survival mechanism our ancestors developed. Specifically, anxiety rings our body's internal alarm bells of fight or flight when it feels it's in danger. By sending the body into a flight or fight response, our ancestors could fend off or evade dangers, meaning they lived to see another day. So all those symptoms of anxiety may be uncomfortable, they were put in place by evolution to prepare one to flee or physically confront a threat. Why is it important to deal with our anxiety? Raising children is a big, important job. It's natural to feel anxiety and worry about it sometimes. But worry and anxiety can be a problem if it gets in the way of your health, your daily life, or your relationships with your partner or children. So keep on top of your anxiety. It's good for you. It's good for your children. Good for your family. Some common symptoms of anxiety would be finding it hard not to worry, feeling restless, having trouble relaxing or sleeping, having trouble concentrating, getting frustrated, or feeling your heart racing. It's common to have some of these symptoms from time to time, but if you're feeling a lot of these symptoms and it's making it hard for you to get on with your daily life, then it might be the time to find ways to deal with anxiety. There are a few things you can do if you have a situational problem that's causing anxiety. Here are some everyday tips. Break things into smaller tasks or steps. For example, it's the doctor's job to check on my child's health. Right now, I just need to focus on getting my child to the doctor's appointment. Give yourself time to calm down before responding to a situation. For example, if your child comes out of school and tells you somebody is being mean to her, talk with your child when you get home. If you're still worried the next day, make an appointment to see the teacher. Use positive self-talk. For example, I can handle this. I've been in situations like this before, or even it's going to be okay. It's okay if I do it differently from the way other parents do. This works for me. Those are all good ones. Talk to someone about how you're feeling, your partner, a family member, or a trusted friend. Join a local parents group or play group to connect with your other parents who might be in a similar situation and can share advice from their own experiences. Like I said earlier, the Las Cruces Dads Facebook group and the Moms Club of Las Cruces group. Those are perfect for us parents, perfect support. Keeping a diary or a journal to record your feelings is a good idea. You might be able to see a pattern in the things that upset you. It helps you recognize your triggers and your stressors. Do some regular physical activity and eat healthy food. Being fit and well is good for you and your overall well-being. If these everyday tips for dealing with anxiety don't help, seeking professional help is important. Making an appointment with your primary care provider or local counselor to talk about things is a great first step. Like I had mentioned earlier, I recommend Ben Archer Health Center. We have a great team of primary care providers, therapists, and psychiatrists to help support you. It's almost a one-stop shop for all your health needs. In conclusion, stress and anxiety are perfectly normal human reactions to threatening or worrying situations. They are part of the fight or flight response that keeps us safe by preparing the body to deal with danger. Stress is the body's reaction to change or threat, whereas anxiety is the body's reaction to the stress. People can manage their stress and anxiety with relaxation techniques such as breathing exercises, physical activity, and talking about their worries. One suggestion would be a stress ball. Doesn't cost much. You can even make them out of balloons and forgot the other ingredients, but yeah, you can make them at home. Something real simple, and something as simple as this is going to help your day get a little better, and you pass that good day on to your children, your family. Sometimes stress and anxiety can overwhelm people. When this happens, it can lead to chronic stress or an anxiety disorder. Anyone who finds stress or anxiety, anybody that finds stress and anxiety interfering with their everyday life may wish to speak to a doctor. There's nothing wrong with seeking help. If anything, everybody should do it because we all need it. When you receive the support you need, you will be able to focus more on your family and do your part as a parent more efficiently. But that's all that I have for you today. Thank you for joining me. I hope this video helps you and your family. I'm looking forward to your feedback in the comments. Thanks again. I'm Anthony P. Carrillo, Father Involvement Coordinator, Ben Archer Health Center. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.